Namaste. There has been a lot of discussion on the gradual lockdown exit process and about business continuity plans that need to be put in place by business establishments before we really restart and kickstart our economy and bring our businesses back. And this by itself is very commendable. Because we do need to have these plans in place so that businesses know how to get back to work in a post-COVID scenario. But more importantly, and this is where I believe a lot of discussion has not happened, is that most businesses are going to face an existential crisis. But can they continue to exist the way they were pre-COVID? Will they be needing a complete makeover to stay relevant? What questions should be asked by businessmen before they get back to work? And there's a lot of talk about the new normal. So, what is the new normal? Does anybody know? How will a businessman stay competitive in a completely different environment? New regulations, new rules, social distancing, all that is well and good. Those are processes. But what about consumer behavioral patterns which are going to undergo a drastic change, which will impact demand, which in turn obviously will impact supply? And I think all of us at this point are staring down the big black hole, and all of us are speculating, and rightly so, because none of us in our living memory have ever seen this type of a situation. But does that mean that we continue to speculate? I think not. And I think there is a lot to learn from history. Whilst there may be no pandemic historical events from which we can draw, which are comparable to current global scenarios, we can at least go back to other black swan events that happened in the past and try and draw from them, because the pandemic is a black swan event. And history does teach us a lot if we care to go back and have a look. And we believe very strongly that every businessman must learn from history, must know what happened in the past, because that will dictate how they think about the future. So, what does this mean? There is tons of data available in the market, tons of graphs. A lot of discussions have happened between economists, business forecasters, and largely drawing from the banking and economic collapse of 2008, which is the most recent black swan event in living memory. And we believe that there are a lot of lessons to learn from that. And whilst we continue to look down the black hole, not knowing what's happening, we can at least try and make some sense out of what the future holds for us. And if we were to draw from those learning and from those historical data, what would we learn? What would we learn about the current situation? Let me just take you through a little bit of that. So, what does the 2008 Black Swan event tell us with all the graphs and the historical data? It gives you essentially the following home truths that we need to understand and see whether they can apply now in the current situation. First of all, post every Black Swan event, there are specifically three phases that every businessman faces. Three phases. The first and most important phase is what we call survival. Every business will have to learn how to survive in the immediate aftermath of a black swan event. The second phase, after survival, assuming that you have survived, is a phase of revival where businesses try to get back to some sense of stability and some sense of certainty in a more stable business environment. And the third phase that follows revival is the phase of growth or prosperity. Now, how do you predict how long each of these phases will be? Because you need to prepare for that, right? You need to prepare in terms of time, in terms of business acumen, in terms of skills. So, history tells us that the survival phase of a black swan event is typically not less than 24 months. which means, my friends, that you have to be ready for the long haul immediately that you get back to work. You will have to create a survival plan for the next 2 years, and that is not and that by any means is not a short period. And this is going to be the most critical period to navigate, since it will test your ingenuity, your resourcefulness, your business acumen, your ability to survive in a very, very uncertain environment where things can change almost every day. Somebody will tell you that the pandemic is reviving, there's a second phase, there's a third phase, there's another lockdown, consumer patterns have changed, you brought in something you thought would work, it doesn't work, you have to rejig your entire thinking. So, what's critical in this phase? Speed. You have to be fast. You have to be faster than everyone, than what you were in the past. You cannot think, sit back and say, let me decide after discussing this with 100 other people. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So don't rely on discussions. Act fast. You know your business. You are a good businessman. You are a successful businessman. You are a great businessman. Remember that. Rely on your instinct. Act fast. So one of the first things you need to survive is to think and act fast. Remember this. Nothing will replace speed. You will have to take decisions on the go. So survive, survive, survive. And keep this in front of you all the time. Survive. Make a card. Put it in your desk. Put it in your pocket. Put it on your wallet. You have to survive. Remember that. Survive, survive, survive. That's the mantra. And assuming that with all your business acumen, your ingenuity, you survive those 24 months. And God bless you, you will. Then the next 36 months will be the period of revival, 3 years. That's when the new normal will stabilize. That's when you will really understand what the new normal is. That's when you will have to start building your ecosystem, your business ecosystem, to make it compatible with how the world scenario is emerging, with how the demand supply uh, paradigm is shifting, with the new paradigms of business that will emerge. This will be the period when you will need to become stronger. Your weak phase will be over, you have survived. And in this period of 3 years, add strength to your business. You will need to reskill, you will need to do your business process re-engineering. You will have to make a new business plan which will be compatible with the new business environment. And this will make you then compete in the new normal, and you will emerge stronger than ever before. And after this period, now that you have settled down, now that you have become strong, now that your new normal has emerged and you have become compatible with that, then will come your period of prosperity or growth, the next 5 years. That's year 6 to 10. That's when businesses will spike globally. And you know what? This is not theory. This is exactly what happened after 2008. And if you go back to history and if you see interest rates, growth rates, all economic data, you sort it out, you will see 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. 2 साल आपको जिंदा रहना है, survive. 3 साल आपको अपनी पूरी बिजनेस एक्यूमेन लाके आपका पूरा बिजनेस प्रोसेस, बिजनेस प्लान को नया अडॉप्ट करना है to suit the emerging new markets. And then 5 साल आपको बस पैसा बनाना है. तो ये सर्वाइव, रिवाइव, प्रॉस्पर, 2, 3, 5, ये मंत्र को आपको याद बहुत जरूरी है कि इसको आप याद रखें और इस पे अमल करना बहुत जरूरी है. तो याद रखिए हमने क्या बोला आपको. सर्वाइव, रिवाइव, प्रॉस्पर. आप ये कार्ड बना के बिल्कुल आपके सामने रखिए और याद रखिए, this is the phase when you will have to act fast. Do not take too long. Survival is going to be the key for every businessman, and this is more important for MSMEs, because The tragedy is that whilst the MSME segment has the maximum employment in this country, it is the weakest link in the chain. And there are a lot of reasons for that, and we will not go into that, but it's the most vulnerable part of our economy. And we therefore need to ensure that it is this segment that knows what to do. And that is why we are here. We have created a plan called the SRP 235, Survive, Revive, Prosper, years 2, 3, and 5. We are not an NGO, neither are we too commercial minded. We would like to help the MSMEs really understand what to do. And we have created a pack of 52 cards. We believe that God has dealt you a new pack of cards. Forget the old pack. There are 52 Q cards, CUEQ, and maybe the Hindi Q. 52 things that you must do to survive, revive, and prosper. Out of those 52 cards, 26 Qs or 26 Q cards are to be used in the first 2 years to survive. 13 Q cards are to be used by you in year 3 to 5 to revive, and another 13 Q cards are to be used in the prosperity period, year 6 to 10. In my next video, I will take you through those first 26 cue cards that you must keep close to you, that you must follow, that you must act upon if you have to survive. Because remember, the first phase is the key. If you survive, you will revive and prosper. And as I said, the key to survival is speed. You must act fast. So, taking off from the Olympic motto, which goes faster, higher, stronger, I say faster, stronger, higher. First 2 years you will be fast. Next 3 years you regain your strength, and then the next 5 years you just fly high, and you go higher and higher. So remember, Citius, Fortius, Altius, faster, stronger, higher. Please watch my next video. I can assure you we will give you some extremely good, I won't say tips, but extremely good guidance on what you should be doing to survive, to be relevant, to exist as a business in an absolutely new, unforeseen, unknown environment. God bless you, and we are with you. We are not alone. None of us are alone in this business. We are all together. We will help each other, and we will come out stronger, especially our country, India. Jai Hind.